Got him! Got him!
Hiya guys, what is going on? Iveco here, and today I want to welcome you to episode 5 of Make It Great Again. In today's episode we're going to be taking a look at the FIFA franchise. Now for those of you that don't know what the FIFA franchise is, have you been living under a fucking rock? But all jokes aside, let me explain it to you. The FIFA franchise is a series of football simulation games. It comes with multiple game modes varying from single player experiences like Manager Mode and Be a Pro, to multiplayer modes like Online Versus, Pro Clubs, Ultimate Team, Co-op Season, and others. At this current time, it is the most dominant football franchise across all gaming platforms, with its only competitors being Pro Evolution Soccer and Football Manager series on the PC, but to be honest we can barely call them competitors at that. Now the people who make FIFA games are Electronic Arts, or EA for short. They also own major sports games in American football and in hockey with the Madden franchises and NHL franchises. They publish and work on their own FPSs as well, those being Battlefield and the new entrant Titanfall. However, even with all these huge franchises under their belt, they don't have the best reputation when it comes to gamers and the gaming industry, as they have earned the awards for being the worst American company for 2 years in a row in 2012 and 2013, and they still gain a lot of hate and shit from the fans to this day over their games. But now you know about the FIFA franchise and the guys who produce it, let's take a look about what is good about the FIFA franchise. Okay, now to take a look at what is making the FIFA franchise great. Now I have to start with the fact that it is the best football simulator on the market right now. While some may debate that Pro Evolution Soccer is more realistic in terms of mechanics, FIFA has licenses with all the major football leagues and also all of the important football cups and competitions. Part of the Champions League, which I do have to give Pro Evolution Soccer for, they have retained for a long time now, but having all of these licenses has truly allowed FIFA to maintain its status as the most authentic football game out there. Now the next thing I must point out is that, like it or not, FIFA does make a lot of money. FIFA does make a lot of money for EA. And why is this good for you? It means that they will continue to produce FIFA games annually. It will continue to improve their games in terms of realism. It also allows them to renew their license deals and gain new license deals to improve their games over time. So the fact that it brings in a lot of money is not a bad thing. It is actually quite a good thing for you as the consumer. Now, another thing I have to commend the EA and the FIFA franchise for is the amazing ability that they have to replicate the authenticity of a football game. Now, they do this for a variety of methods, whether this is cosmetic items like up-to-date football kits, boots, realistic player faces, realistic stadiums, so like Old Trafford for Manchester United, crowd chants like Where's Ronaldo at Real Madrid, all of those kind of things. They really do help to contribute to the authenticity. Also, the rules and regulations being up to date, so handball or the spray paint that goes in front of the wall before a free kick is taken. Stupid little things like that completely add to the authenticity of the game. Now, some people may complain that this game is not realistic enough, but you cannot deny that FIFA is the most feature-rich football game that is currently on the market. Now, another great thing that EA has done with FIFA franchise is bring in tutorials and makes it easy to get into for new players. Whether it be the modern tutorials for all your different skills or subtle hints that tell you what position you need to be in when you play Be a Pro or Pro Clubs, it allows FIFA to present a welcoming atmosphere to new players, and this allows a transition for people who maybe have been on other sports games like Madden or NHL to easily get tuned in to what the new control scheme of FIFA is. So, definitely like the tutorial system. Now, another great thing that the FIFA franchise has done is introduce Ultimate Team. Now, let me clarify this first before we go on. I'm not a fan of Ultimate Team. I personally do not like it. I find it boring and uninteresting, and it's basically a virtual version of collecting Panini stickers. But what I cannot deny is the fact that it is the most popular game mode for the FIFA franchise since its release in 2008 with FIFA 09. Ultimate Team brings in a humongous amount of money for EA Ultimate Team. Across all three sports franchises in 2015 to 2016, so FIFA, Madden and NHL, it brought in an estimated $650 million out of a total of $1.3 billion that EA makes with all their DLCs and microtransactions. Now, by introducing this new form of cash flow, it has allowed EA to keep producing an authentic football game every year, and it's also allowed them to use the money to branch out into other games and improve them. While many dislike and begrudgingly play Ultimate Team, you cannot deny that the money it makes is nothing but beneficial to you as FIFA players in the FIFA franchise, and it also helps the other EA games that you may be fans of. Finally, Draft Mode in FIFA 16 has done wonders for Ultimate Team this year. It's helped bring in a fresh concept to an 8-year-old game mode, and it has brought a lot of people back to playing Ultimate Team on FIFA, so I definitely have to give them kudos on that. My next point While some people may brush this off as a minor or maybe an irrelevant feature, this year in FIFA 16 we had women's football added to the game. Now this may go under the radar, but it's a humongous addition to the FIFA franchise. Now in the world somewhere there's a little girl who's able to play football with her idols and her heroes. This is a major breakthrough for football culture in general and gaming culture as well, and it shines more light on the women's football, which is nothing but beneficial to all parties involved. Now, my final point is FIFA is one of those games you can just pick up and play. Now, we all know how irritating FIFA can be, and I've had it many a times when my controller has been launched across the room because of just getting a little pissed off. But there you go. FIFA does have some amazing ability to make you keep coming back and keep wanting to play it again and again and again. And it has a proven track record for many years that people still pick up and buy their games annually, so they're doing something right in this regard. But now that we have looked at everything that is making the FIFA franchise great, let's take a look at what the bad elements that are prohibiting this franchise from being great again. Okay, now to look at what is bad about the FIFA franchise and what is prohibiting the franchise from becoming great again. Now I have to start with the lingering and the new gameplay issues, and Jesus Christ do we have lingering gameplay issues. We still have issues from FIFA games 6 years ago. We have bad AI defending decisions, foolish pro clubs AI, and the fact that the core gameplay feels like a contest of who can press LB and Y or LT and triangle at the right fucking time. Now they have tried to address these issues somewhat, but it still doesn't feel fixed, and a lot of these are still prevalent in the game today. Another issue in terms of gameplay, and this is the one that's been going on for a really long time, is stats are useless. They honestly mean fuck all. Now in FIFA 16, the most recent addition to the franchise, there was an emphasis on smart defending, which is great. But why the fuck can Messi or Neymar, with approximately 40 strength, push someone like Vidic, Pogba or Akinfenwa off the ball, or who have 90 plus strength? Now I'm not good at maths, but I always thought that 90 was a bit bigger than 40. And let's flip the equation the other way. Why can Vidic or Akinfenwa with approximately 48 speed go against Messi or Neymar's 90 speed and seem to be able to catch up with them when they're on the run unchallenged? Literally, stats feel absolutely useless, and it's been like this for the last 6 years of the FIFA franchise games. Oh, and now let's get to the recent bugs and issues. Goalkeepers are fucked. If you play FIFA for more than 6 hours, you will find yourself coming across a multitude of goalie errors. Now, am I against them upgrading the goalies with new animations from motion capture suits from actual goalies in real life? God, no. But the problem is, at least test them before you let them loose. FIFA 15's goalie animations were a monstrous clusterfuck and had so many issues. Now, I am glad to say FIFA 16 has sorted it out to extent, but there are still errors. You can still go online and see a huge amount of goalkeeper glitches and goalkeeper errors. This needs to be fixed. But will these errors be fixed? Don't be stupid. We have to spend a whole fucking year on making the new Ultimate Team's cards look cool and hip so you can spend more fucking money on them. But while we're at it, let's get into Ultimate Team. Now, while I did commend Ultimate Team for bringing in EA a lot of money, FIFA's version of Ultimate Team feels like a huge cash grab and a pay-to-win template. But you can argue this is across all three franchises that this is the case. There seems to be no comparison between someone who spends £100 on packs and plays 8 hours to someone who puts in 8 hours and opens packs with their accumulated coins. There will be no comparison, period. And don't throw it down to the mighty evil fanatical lords of random number generation, because that is bullshit. Yes, you could pack a Messi with accumulated coins in 8 hours, but you are a hell of a lot more likely to pack a Messi when you pay for packs, then on top of that sell the players you got out of those £100 worth of paid packs to then buy more coin packs. That is before I even start on the market being now broken because of coin generators. Now, are they cheaper than buying packs, coin generators? Yes. Do they help the game? No. Does it give you a raging hard on because you stuck it to EA? Well, that is up to you. Now, all the coin generators have done is pulled a 1921 German hyperinflation situation. Check out that sexy right there. If you don't know what I'm on about, Google it. Coin generators have driven up the price of players, making it near enough impossible to be able to play the game legitimately and not spend money, real life money, on packs. You have to pay to pack a great player that you can sell for crazy amount of coins or buy coins from a coin generator just so you can build a decent-ish team. Now, I could go on with more issues, but these on their own are self-explanatory. While Ultimate Team is a serious moneymaker, if the FIFA franchise is to ever be made great again, there needs to be some serious adjustments to Ultimate Team. Now, let's move on to Pro Clubs. This is another real problem I have with FIFA, is the lack of customization for Pro Clubs. Now, it is arguable that Pro Clubs after Ultimate Team is the second most popular game mode, and in the last 8 years, it has not been touched apart from formula tweaks and the updated kits. I mean, honestly, let's have a look at what we've got in the last 5 years of Pro Clubs. New hairstyles. Yeah, new hairstyles. So we got these huge afros now that I can like make green and orange and fucking multicolored and shit. So I can make myself look like a massive bellend on the pitch. Or undershirts. How could I forget the undershirts? I can now have prevalent moves on the pitch, and I can use these moves now to help me score and Yeah, they're amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, how could I forget? Those amazing customizations this year in FIFA 16 to penalties and free kicks. Now I can choose if I want to dance before I kick the ball or if I want to do a tippy toe to the ball. 5 years on that, EA? Seriously? GG no re. The real problem I have is when I compare it with the NHL franchise, who have a third of the team that FIFA has for the whole game. NHL has such a smaller team, but the level of customization that they have all the same game modes as FIFA before anyone throws the argument that they have less game modes, dude, that's why they do it. But they have so much more customization compared to it. They have everything from choosing your player or goalie's equipment, the colour scheme, the style that they wear with it, whether they want their jerseys tucked in or whatnot. And with NHL promising to bring fully customizable jerseys and creating your own stadiums, compared to, well, all that exclusive brimming news that all your favourite YouTubers are talking about with FIFA 17 Pro Clubs. I mean, there's been a load of news about FIFA 17. Oh, there hasn't been. There's been fuck all. Well, I feel like a tit. I really think that if FIFA Series ever wants to become great again, then they need to seriously look at putting pro clubs up on the priority list. But to summarise, honestly in the last 4 years of FIFA games, it feels like unless it is a problem that is prohibiting EA from making money, then we will fix it. So in FIFA 16 we had issues with chemistry not working properly in Ultimate Team, and this was fixed within a day as Ultimate Team makes them money. $650 million worth of money, just to add that little statistic in there of it. And then you have issues with people being unable to play versus games online because they're unable to retrieve online data, and then they didn't fix it. Right. Now that you know all the issues with FIFA, let's go and have a look at the solutions to these issues. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the solutions that I have come up with that I think can make the FIFA franchise great again. Now to start off, I have to go with FIFA Ultimate Team being FIFA's #1 game mode, and that EA always promotes that it is the #1 game mode. And I have to look at coin generators. Now I know that FIFA are cutting down hard on people getting banned for coin generators. However, I think they need to get even stricter on this, as it's evident people are still using them and are still breaking the markets in FIFA Ultimate Team by inflating the market to ridiculous proportions. Instead of a 2-strike policy, I believe it should be a 1-strike you're out system. The next problem is people are then circumventing or working their way around these bans by just cycling their IP address and making the whole threat of bans non-existent. Oh yeah, EA, ban me. I'll just change my IP address. Doesn't really come as a threat, does it? What I think they need to do is, as I've aforementioned, is drop a 1-strike policy ban, and then multiple offenders will end up getting console bans. Now, whoa. Calm your titties. Get that keyboard back in its chair and get your hand off the enter button. This is for the greater good of Ultimate Team and the FIFA franchise. It is now at a point on Ultimate Team that if you don't spend money, then forget playing Ultimate Team, which I don't think is how it should be. Now, do I think that the current price is unacceptable for packs? Yes, and I really do not like the concept that you have to play monthly to EA Access to get a 10% discount, and I do believe it should change. I'm not ruling out microtransactions out of the game for packs, but if EA want to cut down further on coin generators being used rather than them making money, they seriously need to look at the price point of their packs. Now, there is no debate that coin generators are breaking the market, and with FIFA Ultimate Team being FIFA's #1 game mode, if this is not fixed, there is no way FIFA can be made great again. My next solution is gameplay issues need to be addressed. Now, obviously, there's going to be issues when they add in new animations and whatnot, but fixing the goalkeeper animation should not have taken near enough 2 years to fix. Now, I am looking forward towards FIFA 17, and I am praying they have fixed these goalie issues, and that stats mean something in this next installment. But I'm excited about the Frostbite engine being implemented into it. But I'm seriously worried that this new engine is going to cause a lot more game-breaking issues than what the good is going to bring out of it. I mean, unless it's like Battlefield 4's Frostbite Destruction engine and Messi's shots will break stadiums in half, because you know physics.
You don't defend like that. He's got Messi! Struck the post, could have come out, but in it...
Play it first on Xbox One with EA Access.
Next, Pro Clubs needs to be worked on. Pro Clubs is one of my favourite game modes and is arguably the second most popular game mode. I love to play it with friends, and it seems the same case for a lot of people. So I find it very confusing they do not capitalise on this. A FIFA game that offers Pro Clubs with a palette of customisations could be a game that brings a lot of fans back to the game and reignite interest from fans who may be disillusioned with the franchise. Now, players returning to the franchise is nothing but beneficial from a business perspective, because then they explore into other games like Ultimate Team, and they buy the game themselves, which means you can potentially make quite a bit of money off of that. I even believe with the extra customization options, like if they were to follow NHL with custom stadiums and whatnot, that they could use microtransactions for certain cosmetics in Pro Clubs. For example, you could earn coins by playing games, and then these could be spent on buying stadium upgrades or maybe special items. So if you want to buy a all-Nike sponsorship deal, that you can spend 100 of your coins that you can earn, you can grind them out yourself by playing Pro Clubs matches, or you can get them as a microtransaction that you can go and buy them. If you've got custom jerseys, for example, you can get different graphic items. So if you want the Sidemen, as you know, a lot of people do like the Sidemen. If you want the Sidemen's logo on your jersey, that you can possibly buy that as a micro. Now, this would be really, really helpful, and it would probably bring a lot of people back. But the next point is sad but true. If they were to add in micros to Pro Clubs, we may actually see them work more on Pro Clubs, as it seems as it may, with EA, if it makes them more money, then they're more than happy to work on it. And it's evident that things that make EA money get a lot of attention. Now, I put this as my final point in the bad section, and I'm going to finish up with it. EA's mentality needs to change. Now, I said that EA's mentality is wrong at the moment and it is focused on money, and this needs to change. I understand they need to make money and it's a business and money has to be made, but people are starting to leave the game due to the fact they are blatantly ignoring flaws, if these flaws do not make them money. Glaring examples of this are the lack of customizations to Pro Clubs, long-term game issues not being fixed, barely any form of updates to anything apart from player animations for the game to make it look like it's worth the £50. And the Ultimate Team and making sure those player cards look ever so pretty so you can spunk more money down the drain to try and build the best yearly Panini sticker collection. You can really tell I'm a big fan of Ultimate Team, by the way. They need to address their mentality if they ever hope to bring the franchise back to something great again like it used to be. But now that we have all of my solutions, let's move into my final thoughts and whether or not I believe the FIFA franchise could be made great again. Okay, now for my final thoughts on whether or not the FIFA franchise can be made great again, and I don't think it can be at the moment. Right now, FIFA sits on top of its high tower as the top football game, and they are in the mentality of if it ain't broke, or if it is broke and it does not make us money, don't fix it. I truly believe until a FIFA game tanks and they lose a shitload of sales, or people massively boycott the FIFA franchise, which in itself is highly unlikely, then I doubt EA are going to change one bit. Furthermore, until a game franchise like Pro Evolution Soccer truly comes into competition and forces EA to get it together with fixes, I highly doubt FIFA is ever going to go out of their way to make major game changes. I think because of these factors that FIFA won't be made great again. However, if circumstances were to change, then FIFA franchise becoming great again isn't completely out of the question. But there you have it, my thoughts on FIFA, how to make it great again, and if it can be made great again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, and for more sexy ass content like this, go and give it a subscribe. And make sure to check out the Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook links in the description below. The next video, as voted by you lovely people on Twitter, will be the Need for Speed franchise. We'll take a look at that and see if it can be made great again. But now, thank you everybody for watching. I've been Mr. Iveco, and you've been you. Peace out, guys.
Saying that it feels right.